If you're wondering why you've seen these motorcycles before, you're probably right, because this, in essence, is the Kawasaki Ninja 250. It's largely unchanged even though it's a 2022 model year. So what's different actually, and why are we talking about a bike that has been around for a while? Well guys, this is actually the Modenas Ninja 250. Yeah, Modenas Ninja 250, you heard that right. However, before we go any further, as usual, a quick word from our sponsor. Hey guys, we would just like to take a couple of seconds to tell you about BH Petrol's Infinity Raw 95 Euro 4M. Now this is unlike any other petrol out there because it features advanced German additives. What these additives do is that they go into your engine, they clean out all the deposits that have formed inside your engine from years before, and if you continue using Infinity Raw 95 Euro 4M from BH Petrol, you're basically ensuring that your engine continuously runs clean. But not only that, BH Petrol's Raw 95 Euro 4M also features 90% reduced sulfur. That's a 90% reduction in sulfur, guys. That is not only great for your engine, but it's wonderful for the environment. So the next time you pour BH Petrol, know that you're making the right choice. So what is Modenas doing rebadging bikes that have been around for a while already? Are they in bed with Kawasaki? Actually, they've been in bed with Kawasaki for very long already. In fact, Kawasaki was the company that helped Modenas set up their operations here in Malaysia, especially in Gurun, where their factory, their manufacturing plant is, way back in the 90s. And since then, Kawasaki has owned a little percentage of Modenas. Not quite sure how much exactly, but it was somewhere between in the teens in terms of percentage. However, last year, or was it in 2021, Kawasaki increased their stake in Modenas significantly, and that's why you're seeing these rebadged models. So what's new? Actually, not much. In fact, both bikes are just about the same as they were before. That's right, I said both bikes because this is the Ninja 250 non-ABS. It does come with an Ohlins rear suspension though, a monoshock, whereas this is the ABS model. And basically, it doesn't have Ohlins suspension. And there's nothing much that is different than before. The bike is visually the same. The engine is the same 249cc engine that has been around for very long already. And it feels dated. That there is no doubt about it, and there's no better way to put it, that these bikes feel dated, especially in comparison to the likes of the Yamaha R25, the Honda CBR 250, and basically all of its direct competitors. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because this is a tried and tested formula. It's reliable, it's fun, it's not very fast, but it's decently quick, and it'll take you far because the seats are quite comfortable, and it's actually quite maneuverable in traffic as well. It weighs somewhere about the 160 kilogram region. That makes it quite tractable in traffic. So even as a day-to-day go-around motorcycle, it's quite decent. So it may be dated in terms of technology and in terms of design, and it's in desperate need of an upgrade. But hey, if it works, why not? This is the model that comes with Ohlins suspension, and it's adjustable for both compression and rebound. So this gives it a level of customization, especially for your ride preference, that the ABS model with non-Ohlins does not give you. So if you prefer something that of a more compliant ride, you know, and bragging rides at the local cafe, then of course the one with the Ohlins is the one that you want to get. However, it does not come with ABS, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, especially if you're not the twitchy kind and tend to jump on the brakes every opportunity that you get. So this is not exactly a bad bike. In fact, I would prefer this simply because I prefer the type of a ride that it gives me. It felt really good in corners as well, and especially over bumpy roads, you know, on highways, those connecting joints on highways. This soaked it up quite well. In fact, this is my preferred ride. This though, actually there's basically no difference in terms of riding quality, power delivery and such actually. However, I did feel that this was a little bit stiffer. It tended to jump over highway joints, it tended to, you know, throw you out of the seat in potholes and such. So I didn't quite like its ride quality. I felt that it was a little bit on the harsher side. But other than that, not bad. In fact, that engine sounds pretty good as well, and it's actually quite motivating when you first start going off, so quite fun. However, there are things about both bikes actually that yeah, there's no better way to say this but feel old, such as that this part analog, part LCD screen over here, when compared to its competitors, it just feels very Stone Age. So yes, that needs an upgrade. It does give you all the readings that you want. It gives you a gear indicator, so you know exactly which gear that you're always in. Things like the fuel gauge are in the digital part. In fact, the only thing that is on the RPM, is on the analog clock is the RPM meter. Even your speedometer is a digital readout. Not really a bad thing, but as I said, when compared to its competitors, yeah, it looks and feels a little dated. In fact, the Yamaha R25 even comes with upside down forks, so bragging rights right there. So in that sense, there are a couple of things that need an urgent update. Other than that though, a day-to-day riding style, going to work, if you live in the likes of maybe Seremban and you're looking for something decent to take you to your office in KL, this is not a bad bike. It will comfortably cruise at about 140 kilometers per hour. And that 14-liter fuel tank will take you as far as about 350-360 kilometers. So in essence, it's actually quite efficient as well, as long as you are not full throttling it everywhere. So talking about full throttle, I shouldn't be saying this, but if you do decide to full throttle it everywhere, you're roughly going to see about top speed of 170 kilometers plus. But the handlebars are going to be vibrating like crazy, and you're going to feel it in your palms for quite a while after. Talking about maneuvering in traffic, I felt that, as I said earlier, I felt that it was quite tractable. But then the side view mirrors that are placed here, right on the fairing at the front, can be a little intimidating because from the rider's perspective, it looks like it's just going to crash into every side mirror on the road. So I tended to simply fold it when I was in traffic. The other option that you could have is to actually just get aftermarket mirrors, and that would work fine as well. Braking performance is provided by a 320mm single disc up front and a 220mm single disc at the rear as well, where else gripping performance, caliper performance is provided by a Nissin caliper. No issues with the brakes, they work fine even with a single finger operation for the front brake, no dramas. Dunlop tires at the front and the back as well, no issues. I only got to ride it in the dry conditions, so no comments about that. Your regular telescopic fork up front, so this provided a very, I actually really liked the suspension performance, because you just got the right amount of dive, especially under heavy braking, so that was great. Even braking ever so gently in corners as well was really good as well. So no comments about the suspension as well, because they really performed up to expectations as well. Now the sitting position, well, the seat is located about 760 millimeters from the ground, and this, even for my 180 centimeter frame, I can get actually decently comfortable on it. Long distance cruising, no dramas. The clip-on handlebars provided a very comfortable sitting position as compared to the likes of perhaps the Yamaha, which has a more aggressive sitting position. So this, I felt, is better suited for longer distance riding. In fact, even has a friendly day-to-day sport bike, I think it's quite decent as well. So there has been a lot of criticism that has been leveled on Modenas for not doing more rather than simply pasting a Modenas sticker on the Ninja 250. You have to understand that from the business perspective, it does not make sense for Modenas to do any upgrades to a model such as the Ninja 250, because the amount of investment, R&D simply does not make sense. In fact, Kawasaki is the one that is going to be doing it by themselves and letting this, whatever updates that are going to be coming, trickle it down to the likes of Modenas and have them assemble it at the places such as at their factory in Gurun, and pass on the savings, because it's a locally assembled model, pass on the savings to you. As compared to before, as you know, Modenas is now distributing Kawasaki models in Malaysia. As you know, every model below 650 is going to be rebadged as a Modenas, and basically Modenas is the company that is going to be building models that below 650cc, as well as distributing Kawasaki models that are above 650cc. Anyway, my point here being that as compared to before, when Kawasaki Malaysia Sdn Bhd was distributing the models, these bikes were about 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit more expensive. So there's a 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit savings for you ever since Modenas started distributing the likes of the Ninja 250. So can't really argue with savings now, can you? So that's a great thing. We are going to be seeing some upgrades coming later on, however not as yet. But if you're looking for a bike for a day-to-day runabout, you know, cheap actually as compared to its competitors, and you're looking for something, you know, reliable, decently fun, and will take you places, the Modenas Ninja 250 is actually worth a look. As compared to its competitors, it's cheaper, definitely. It might be dated, but it does the job. Thank you for watching. I'm Casey Dillon, this Bikes Republic, and this is the Modenas Ninja 250.